Hi everybody, welcome back to I Am Me. I am your host Liz Bachman, and today I'm talking about the slow path to abundance. I think it's a really great time for me to be talking about this because I am currently on my period and she is kicking my ass, and if there was ever a time to slow down, it would be this week. And I'm also learning that slowness can lead to abundance. It doesn't have to be hustle. And I think a lot of us get stuck in that. A lot of us get caught up in feeling like we should be doing more, or we should be wanting more, or we should have more. And we get so lost in this more, thinking more equals abundance, that we burn out, right? It's too much. When was the last time we slowed down? And then we're so busy chasing after the more that when we do finally have a chance to slow down, we end up just distracting ourselves with something because our nervous systems can't take the quiet or the peace or the slowness, when in actuality, we can move in slowness. We can receive in slowness. And most beautiful things that are built and that last come from slowness. Speed often crashes and burns. So I wanted to just talk about that today, about slowing down and trusting that all the things that you want are already on their way. And the first thing I wanted to talk about with abundance is what abundance actually means. Because I find myself, when I hear abundance, I've had to really work on shifting what abundance means to me. Because used to, when I heard abundance or have abundance mindset or I want to have an abundant life, immediately I started seeing the things that we see all the time, right? First class flights, fancy trips, lots of money, big fancy house, nice car, all this material stuff. The job, the career, it's got to be big, right? You can't have a small company and be successful. It's got to have millions, right? And it just becomes so much. And I realized that's what I was looking at, thinking that is an abundant life. And as I started reflecting on it, I realized it's not even a life that I want. I like slowness and connection with people and down to earth energy, being able to have deep conversations with people. I don't thrive, nor do I like being in environments where it's fake people and we're just trying to show off our wealth or our status. So what I think is abundant isn't actually abundant to me. So I think like the first thing in terms of having a slower path to abundance is, what does an abundant life look like to you? What do you actually want versus what you think you're supposed to want? And that's not always the easiest question to ask yourself. Trust me, I know. It's a lot of sitting with yourself and being quiet, if I'm being honest. It's a lot of, tying it in perfectly, slowing down. And in a world full of distractions, slowing down can feel like an anxiety attack. Is that not crazy? We're so used to going so fast that actually sitting with ourselves and going slower makes us so uncomfortable that we can get anxiety from it. And when I get quiet and I do slow down, that's when it becomes really clear what an abundant life looks like to me. Yes, I do want financial freedom and I want that stability, but that doesn't necessarily mean I want to be a millionaire. And if you do want that, that's okay. It's just ask yourself, is that what you want? Or is that what you think you're supposed to want? That's the important question. Abundance to me looks like being able to take trips on a whim. I want the freedom to be able to see this big, beautiful world. That matters to me. And I want the freedom to rest when I need to. And I want the freedom to create when I want to. That's an abundant life to me. So, I don't know, take a minute, pause this episode and ask yourself, what is abundance? Really reflect on that. What is an abundant life to you? You can't talk about abundance without talking about scarcity. And I get it. I am a girly that has sat in scarcity mindset a lot. And I'm still learning how to not slip back into that and fear that there's not enough. And one of the best things that I've found to help like reprogram my subconscious mind that there is enough is finding examples of there being enough all around me. And that doesn't have to just be money. I mean, nature is a great place to see abundance. If you go outside, there's no way that you can count all the leaves on the tree, or all of the grass in the yard, or the amount of stars in the sky, or whatever it is. Just go look around. And that is proof that life is abundant. That is proof that there is abundance all around you. And that is telling your subconscious that abundance is all around you. Our thoughts really do create our reality. I mean, the quote that Henry Ford said, I think it was, whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right, or something like that. I don't know. But it's true. I mean, your belief in yourself and what you are telling yourself is always going to be the story that you end up living in this life. The really amazing and wonderful thing is that you can change that story. So if you're constantly living thinking that there's not enough, there's never going to be enough, it's not true. You can change that. That's your perspective. You can find the proof all around you that there's more than enough, more than enough. This also helps you get out of a fear mindset. I mean, scarcity really is just fear. It is you and me, because I do it too, just being terrified that there's not going to be enough, which ultimately my therapist taught me that I think I'm not enough. When I start believing there's not enough, I very quickly jump back to the belief that I'm not enough. And my inner child panics and she feels like she's got to fix everything. That's when we go into that hustle mode, right? When I start thinking I'm not enough, I start falling behind. I start checking the stats, trying to do more. The do more, right? I go right back into it. And everything goes haywire. The anxiety comes in. I get stressed out. I'm doing stuff that I don't even want to be doing or doesn't even necessarily matter. I stop trusting myself. My belief that I will have the thing that I want goes right out the window, gone, because I am now operating from a complete and total fear. It really comes down to the faith in myself. And as long as I have that, I keep moving forward. But when I get really scared and I slip, the first thing that goes, because I'm terrified, is the faith in myself. And that's when I start gripping and I stop letting the slowness and the ease come in. That's when I start trying to control everything, which really leads into trusting myself to show up at the table and then having faith in God or something bigger than me. I believe in God, but faith that I'm doing my part and God's doing his part. I really like to say that I co-create with God. So I show up and do my part, but I can also go slow in doing that because I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop showing up. So he's taking care of all the other stuff. And that's all going to flow together beautifully. And I think it's really easy to think that changing our mindset and having belief in ourselves and shifting out of like scarcity mindset into abundance mindset, I think that it's really, really easy thinking that I have to be this like beautifully positive, 24/7, happy, like everything's working out. I'm zen. I'm not stressed. No, it's not about me pretending or faking to be not stressed, right? Or not worried or not having that fear. It's more so about me meeting that scared part of myself with compassion. And whether you want to call it a part or your inner child or whatever, I communicate with that part of myself. I talk to her. I tell her that I know she's a kid, but I'm not. And I can take care of it. And she can breathe easy and she can relax and everything is okay. If you keep just gripping and getting harder and harder and harder on yourself, that stress, that anxiety, that panic is not going to go away. It's just going to get higher and higher and higher. But if you can meet yourself with love and compassion and say, hey, I got you, and slow the F down. Slow down. Take the pressure off of yourself that you have to have a certain thing by a certain time or you have to be a certain place by a certain time. If you can truly remove that from yourself and trust that it is all happening, you just have to keep showing up. A great example of this is my YouTube videos. I don't know what I'm doing. Does it look like it? I hope so. Fake it till you make it, baby. I try to be authentic and I try to be honest and meet you all where I'm at, but sometimes I sit here and I'm like, what the F, man? Like, I don't know what I'm doing with this shit. Like, I don't know if anybody gives a flying fuck what I'm saying. But I know that I want to do this. I know that I believe in myself. I can't worry about y'all watching me or listening to me or caring what I say. I have to show up for me and then let go of the rest. I'm going to keep going. And that's where removing the timeline and having compassion for myself comes in. That's the magic. I mean, it really is. So if you have something that you want to do and you are just in such a place of lack that you don't feel like you can, babes, you can. I promise you. The most important thing first, before anything, is that you have faith and belief in yourself. And as long as you hang on to that and you say, I don't care. I don't care how long it takes, I will be successful at this. and then let that go. Let successful at this go, whatever that means. Let it go and just focus on getting a little bit better every day. It will unfold. There's not an end point. There's not a destination. The goal isn't to get to a certain point. The goal is to keep doing what you're doing. I'll use myself as an example. My goal isn't to make a lot of money at YouTube and then stop doing YouTube. You know, my goal isn't to become really successful at YouTube and then never do YouTube again. My goal is to continue doing YouTube because I like it. I enjoy it. I enjoy connecting with people and hopefully helping people. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And if that's my goal, then there's no end. There's no stop. But when you get scared and when you want to rush and go faster, just remember to be compassionate with yourself. I'm not ahead of you. I'm right beside you. I do this too. But I truly believe if we could just go after what we want and not give ourselves pressure or timeline and just move slow and actually try and enjoy that, the abundance would start flowing into us. Because how could it not? It might take time. That's what we're afraid of, isn't it? Time. But why not? What else are you going to do? The more I sit in this, the more I realize abundance is not about excess. It is about ease. It will always be freedom to move slow and build a life that feels full in your body, in your being, in your soul. It doesn't just look full from the outside. I don't want a life that looks full. I want a life that feels full. And I just want to finish by saying, if you're feeling like this anxiety right now, it's because big shifts are happening and you're starting to tune into this frequency and this energy. And you're not behind right now. You're just learning how to prep your body to hold more. And I'm doing it with you. So let's grow together, right? Let's become more abundant together. That sounds pretty damn good to me. You know why? You know why? Because there is enough for both of us. Or all of us. I don't know how many people are watching this. But even if it's just you and me, there's enough. All right. I love everyone that listened to this. Thank you so much. I hope everybody has a beautiful day, evening, life, wherever you are. If you like this, if you like the podcast, if you like anything that I do, of course, please comment, like, subscribe. I want to know what's going on with you guys. This is always about me building a community. I want to connect with you. I want to slow down with you. I want to hear about your dreams, your ambitions, your goals. All right. I love you guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Peace, peace, peace.